And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. So there's been a whole lot of talk about this whole Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, WNBA thing. And lots of content creators giving their opinion. So I said, let me go ahead and throw my 2 cents in. So let me start off by saying this. I have never cared about the WNBA. And now that Caitlin Clark has come in and drew so much attention to the WNBA, I still don't care about the WNBA. I'm sorry. It's just not exciting to me in any kind of way. I've tried to watch it multiple times, hearing, again, all of the coverage of Caitlin Clark, made me say, okay, let me go check her out and see what's happening. And, it still hasn't done anything for me. It still hasn't made me say, okay, I want to check out some WNBA games now. It's the same for me. But having said that, people have been talking about, Angel Reese, I guess, has come out and made some comments about the fan base of Caitlin Clark. And, and I just want to kind of touch on this a little bit. So first of all, let me start by saying this. For those of you who really remember what was going on back in the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson rivalry, we all know that race was definitely a component in that. 100% without a doubt, race was a component in that. And I would go as far as to say that 100% without a doubt today, between the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese thing, that race is definitely a component in that. But I guess a couple of differences is back then when it was Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, I never heard either of them play into that aspect of it. They were just playing basketball and putting on the show and competing. And, when Larry Bird I remember seeing Larry Bird being asked about the race thing. And, he didn't want anything to do with that. He was like, I'm here to play basketball, and the same thing with Magic Johnson. This is what they were focused on. And, again, we all know that Magic and Larry, they saved the NBA. And I would go as far as to say without the racial component, I'm not sure if they would have saved the NBA. I think that did play a part into people wanting to see that rivalry. I'm not saying it was completely the whole thing, but I'm saying it definitely played a part. And so with the whole Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese thing, to me, if the WNBA plays this right, they can really get a whole lot more fans going for themselves. Now, again, I'm not here to really speak on how great Caitlin Clark is or not. I've heard some people say that she's definitely not the best player in the WNBA by far. There's lots of players better than her and whatnot. And I honestly don't care. I don't think that matters at all. I think what matters is, for whatever reason, she is popular. And if the WNBA needs to capitalize off this, I feel like they're already fumbling the bag. Now, a lot of people are going to say, hey, well, you can't compromise at the integrity of the sport. It's physical and this and blah, 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 blah. You want Caitlin Clark to have special treatment? I don't think she should have special treatment at all. But what I do think needs to happen is the WNBA needs to do whatever it takes to capitalize off of the attention that Caitlin Clark is getting. And this is different from what was happening in the NBA. And I'm going to tell you why. For this very reason. Because the WNBA has been gaslighting the audience for years. The WNBA has been complaining for years, complaining about people not supporting them, complaining about this, complaining about that, when they simply just have not taken responsibility for the simple fact that, hey, nobody wants to watch you because it's not entertaining. It's really that simple. You can market something all you want, but if people aren't feeling the product, they're just not going to watch. And so this is why, in this scenario, I'm like, who cares how great Caitlin Clark is or isn't? I really don't care. Like, I care about the WNBA shutting up and taking this opportunity to grow the WNBA. Because, again, it would be one thing if there was never any complaints from the WNBA. Everyone just accepted that, hey, this is just a less watched league. We make the money we make, but we play for the enjoyment of the sport. But this is not what has been the case. This has been them over the years constantly, again, criticizing fans, not only criticizing fans, criticizing NBA players who are probably some of the biggest supporters of the WNBA, saying that they should do more and whatnot. And now that you have the opportunity, now everybody wants to pretend like it's some integrity thing and like, oh, well, she shouldn't be on the Olympic team because she hadn't earned it. And she shouldn't do this. And, and we're not going to take it easy on her because we play rough. Okay, well, that's cool. But, again, that's not putting money in your pockets. And I go back to, I remember I did a segment on Jamal Mashburn. And Jamal Mashburn was talking about, I think he was talking about playing with Michael Jordan in the All-Star game, and Michael Jordan giving him some advice about his game. But what he also talked about in that same interview was him being overseas and people recognizing him overseas, and he was shocked. And, he was shocked that people knew who he was overseas. And basically the people told him, like, because we followed Michael Jordan, we followed the players he played as well. So simply by Michael Jordan being as big as he was, it drew attention to the other players in the league. And so this is my point. It's like if the WNBA plays this right, then everybody can get some shine from Caitlin Clark. Again, like I said, I'm not here to talk about how good or how terrible Caitlin Clark is compared to everybody. I think that doesn't even matter because people get recognized for different reasons, and people are ignored for different reasons. Just like you had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who wasn't really media friendly. So to me, he didn't capitalize off the popularity that he could have gotten. And that's cool as long as you accept the fact that, it is what it is. As long as you are not wanting for more than you're willing to give. Like if you're the kind of person who's like, you're going to be doing controversial things that may keep the media away from you, I think that's great. But you have to accept it. Kobe Bryant, we know they've been tearing Kobe down, not only while he was in the league because they've been trying to promote the deer above him, but, even after his passing, they continue to trash Kobe's name. And that's because Kobe, he was brutally honest about the media. He was brutally honest about things. He wasn't going to sugarcoat things and placate people just to make friends. But Kobe was respected. But Michael Jordan, it just so happens that not only did he have the skills and everything else, but he had the charisma to be the face of the league, and and he had the swag and everything else. And this is part of what made Michael Jordan Michael Jordan. So, for whatever reason that Caitlin Clark has gotten all this attention, it could be, she is skillful. Now, again, I'm not saying she's the most skillful in the WNBA at all. But again, I wouldn't know. I don't watch the WNBA. But I've heard people say that there's plenty of players better than her, and I can believe that. But for whatever reason that she's gotten all this attention, it may be her personality, it may be a combination of how she plays and her personality, it may be the controversy that started. in college between her and Angel Reese and the trash talking. For whatever reason, it has happened. There is now an opportunity, if the WNBA doesn't mess this up, to actually make the WNBA more profitable. And so that's kind of really all I got to say about it. Like I said, the race component, that was the thing with Magic and Larry. And so if the race component is a component of this as well, to me, okay, but let's not squander the opportunity. And again, I think the reason I'm saying this, like I said, because it would be different if WNBA players just accepted the fact that, hey, this is a much less exciting league than the NBA. We're never going to make that kind of money. We may never get close to it. And they were just all happy just playing basketball. But this is not the case. Again, for the last several years, people have tried to say, hey, lower the rim so you can dunk. Try this, try that, to make the game more exciting so that people actually want to watch. And they have rejected all that while continuously complaining about not making enough money, about having to go overseas and play in the off season and this thing. So for that reason, that is why I say, I don't care about what integrity you're trying to uphold about the WNBA, because you've been complaining for the last few years. Like, you have an opportunity to actually make some money, so don't mess it up. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think about this whole thing between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and all the controversy that's going on around it? Do you think that that the WNBA should take advantage of the opportunity to become more recognized, to make more money? Or do you think they should hold on to this false integrity while still complaining about not making enough money? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly, truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.